Hey guys, it's Kane. We're gonna go over some box fill calculations today. Remember, this is a private video that's only available for the members of the grid. So appreciate you guys being members. If you guys have any other questions or comments, please leave them either on the Facebook page or in the video below, and I'll get back with you. So today we're doing conduit fill, and I'm going to show you how to do the calculations on that and where to find the information within the NEC. So please remember, I am an electrician, so I'll be stumbling through this Zoom meeting but getting you guys the information. So let me share my screen with you. And we're sharing. All right, guys. Hopefully you guys are able to see conduit fill right now. So that's what we're going to go over. So when we're doing conduit fill, we have to go back to chapter 9, tables 4 and 5. That's where our information is to find that stuff out. We've got to first size the raceway and then see what kind of conductor sizing we have. So you can answer questions like this. The following conductors are installed in one Schedule 80 PVC conduit. What's the maximum size conduit required? And then you get this right here. They give you something like this, and you're supposed to fill it out. So an example of the question is that. Let's show you how to get it done. First, table 1 of chapter 8 lists the maximum percentage of cross-section area of a raceway, which is this right here. If you have one conductor, you can do only 53%, 31% fill on 2 conductors, and 40% fill on 3 or more conductors. Keep in mind, you may be asking yourself, how come I can only do 31% fill with only 2 conductors? Well, they have figured out that if you're only pulling 2 conductors, the possibility of jamming your wire or not being able to pull it is greater with only 2 conductors than it is with 3. So your surface area is getting caught up. So at 2 conductors, you only get 31%. Condition of conductors, note 1 of table 9. Table 1, the maximum percentage conductor fill is based on conditions where the length of the conductor and the number of raceway bends are within reasonable limit. Guys, whenever you see something like that, you guys may want to highlight it or just take note, because this stuff has shown up on Journeyman's test. Dimensions and percentage areas of raceway, chapter 9, table 8. So this is where our conduit is actually located. Our PVC, EMT, rigid, flex, whatever, is in table 4. The cross-sectional area of a raceway for conductor fill is contained in table 4. So let's take a look at table 4 back in chapter 9. And this is kind of how we read it. First, let's go to 1 inch. And then the first one, we can go at over 2 wires. You got a 40% fill. So 0.346 is your area, your square inches of your tubing. Now, if we go to the 60% column, we can do a 0.519 fill on that. I believe it's chapter 1 or table 1, note 4 will give you, if your conduit is less than 24 inches, so it's a nipple, you can fill it up to 60%. So this is where we'll be using if a 60% rule is on that conduit that's 24 inches or shorter. Usually we're over here, guys, over two wires. So this is just kind of a explanation of that. Our total area is 0.86 in that 1 inch EMT. 40% fill is 0.346 square inches. And if we go up to 60%, which is represented in the blue, it's 0.519. So what is the minimum trade size EMT required for 3 conductors having a total cross-sectional area of 0.25 square inches? So what we do is we go to the EMT chart in table 4, remember you're looking at EMT right here. Then that's how you read these tables. You go to EMT, rigid, flexible metal conduit, all of that, it'll have this. And then we look down in our square inches. Remember, we don't use metric, we always use square inches, and we find something that's greater than 0.5, 0.25. So 0.12 is still too small, 0.21 still too small, 0.346 is our size right there. We come across and read our trade size, and it's a number 1 trade size conduit. So it'll be 1 inch is what we're used to. Actually, it's trade size 1, not 1 inch. If you want to get technical, because it's actually not 1 inch is OD. And so that's another test question. They'll start talking about trade sizes, and all they're talking about is just the size. Like we call it 1 inch, and it's actually trade size 1. All right. What is the minimum trade size schedule 80 PVC for 3 conductors having a total cross-sectional area of 3.35 square inches? So don't let them throw you off here, guys, with the 3 conductors, because they've already given you the total cross-section. So they've already added that up to 0.35. So here again, we go to PVC, schedule 80. Watch that on PVC. It's schedule 40 or schedule 80. And here again, we got to go down to something that's bigger than 0.35. And we find it's 0.495, come across, and it's 1.25 inches. So that's how we find our conduit size. Now, here we go. Nipple at 60%. Note 4 of chapter 9 tables. That's the one we were talking about earlier. When the length of the raceway does not exceed 24 inches, it's permitted to be filled to 60% of the cross-sectional area. Guys, highlight that. That is definitely a journeyman's test question. So this is an example where we would use that 60% fill right here, less than 24 inches between, looks like a meter base and a disconnect right here between your main and a gutter. So we've all seen stuff like that in the field where we can use that 60% fill. What size RMC rigid metallic conduit 6 inches in length is required for 3/0 THHN conductors, 1 AUG THHN conductor, and 6 AUG THHN conductor, 1 6-inch. So this is what we did. We know that we can, first off, we know it's 24 inches or less, so we can get 60%. Now we need to go to chapter 9, table 5, look under THHN, and we'll read the same as the other charts. The size of the wire or the conduit was on the left-hand side, and then your percentage of fill is on the right. So you find 1 3/0 THHN, it has a square inches of 0.267, 1 THHN 0.1562, and 1 6 THHN at a 0.0507. We have 3 conductors of 3/0, so we multiply this times 3. Pull your remaining 2 other sizes over, add them up, and you get a 1.016 square inches. So remember, we were looking for RMC. Now we have to go to table 4 and look under RMC at 60%, something that's larger than 1.016. Look down the chart like we did the exercise before. Look down this chart right here. But remember, this is PVC, not RMC. And then what we do is we find it's 1.5 RMC, rigid metallic conduit. So we take our wire size in table 5, chapter 9, table 5, add those up. Remember, guys, to multiply the amount of wires you have add everything up, and then go back. Are we doing 60%? We are in this situation, we are doing more than 2, but our nipple is 24 inches or less. So we do the 60% rule. All right. So just remember table 4 is the raceways. Table 5, you've got the conductor cross-sectional area. So this is what we kind of look like right here. We've got the 3 1-aughts, the number 1 THHN as your grounded conductor, and your number 6 THHN as your grounding conductor. So table 5 here, and then we go to table 4 because we're looking for the RMC right here. So table 4, table 5. Raceways must be large enough to avoid damage to insulation when conductors are pulled in a raceway. So that's at 300.17. Make sure you guys highlight that. That is another great journeyman's question. Raceway sizing, this is kind of the steps you do. Determine the cross-sectional area of each conductor. Calculate the cross-sectional area for all conductors. And then we got to go to table. This is table 5 right here. Then we go to table 4 and size the raceway according to what is required of the raceway size. So what is the minimum? What is the minimum schedule 40 PVC raceway for 3 500 THWN circle mill and 250 THWN KC mill and 1 3 THW conductor? Here again, guys. Table 5, table 4. We've got 1 500 at this at 0.7073, but we have 3 of them, so we multiply it times 3, get 2.1219. And we've got 1 250, 0.3970, add that, and then 1 3 THWN at 0.0973, and add all that. So now we've got 2.6162. And it looks like we're going to PVC. So we got to go to table 4 in chapter 9 and see that what that is at a 40% fill because we're doing 2 or more conductors. So 3-inch PVC schedule 40 is required for 2.907 square inches. Let's see what else we got here. Guys, that right there is what you're going to need to do to figure out your pipe fill according to your conductors. So that's it. You guys go in there, practice, change your quantities, change your style, your coating, whatever you need to do, and practice that at 40% and 60%, whatever it is. All right, guys, that's all I got today. So hopefully this helped you out. And if you have any questions, just hit me up on the grid and we can set something up, a one-on-one or whatever you need, and we'll get it figured out. But it's real simple, guys. Conduit fill, chapter 5, chapter 4, and go from there. Just be careful of your raceway, what type of raceway you're using, and go from there. But hope you guys get something out of it, and we'll have another one of these sessions here soon. We'll talk to you later.